Afternoon, everyone. Gord Fortin here from the Edson Leader and the Hinton Parklander, and it's time for this week's editorial from Centennial Park. You see the beautiful fountain in the background, so please enjoy. Anyway, on to this week's editorial. It's time for a living wage. Now, with the talk of the NDP raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour, incrementally, of course, a lot of critics are calling the sky is falling and blah, blah, blah. It's getting very tiresome, so we're not going to get too much into that. Because in fact, it's not true. The sky is not falling. Now, there are two main criticisms that they bring up. One being that small businesses cannot afford the increase in the minimum wage. They can't afford to pay their employees more. And second, that prices are just going to skyrocket to make up for the money they lose on wages, having to pay the higher wages. Well, we'll start with that second point. Sure, there are some people that, are very careful with money, penny pinchers really. Sure, they might not want to pay more. Okay, we'll give you that. However, I don't think it is a stretch to think that some people wouldn't be willing to pay a little more if they knew the person serving them at that store or serving them at that restaurant would be making enough money to actually survive. You work a full-time job, you should have enough money to survive. Now, to address the second point, this is where the uncomfortable truth comes out. We live in a capitalist free market system. That means if you cannot compete on the free market, your business is doomed. It's an ugly system. It chews up, it spits out businesses left and right. So unfortunately, that's where a lot of businesses live and die. In a free market society, if you cannot compete for your workers, they will go somewhere else. If you cannot compete and retain your client base, they will go somewhere else. It is a simple fact of life in the economic system we have all agreed on. It's not pretty, but it is what we agreed on. So, the simple fact that in 2015, we're still debating whether or not a living wage should be what is actually paid to workers is really disgraceful. We honestly should be striving to make sure everybody has enough money to survive. And this is the fact that we are not proves we are not an advanced society. We're barely out of the colonial age. And hopefully that changes. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Gord Fortin from the Edson Leader and Hinton Parklander, coming to you from Centennial Park. Thank you for watching.